Alright, so we are now just 2 days away from Rush Duel being released, and Konami has once again given us some more gameplay to take a look at. This time featuring Dark Magician versus the brand new Psychic deck, and I'm gonna be honest, I was a complete doubter in regards to how good the Psychic cards were going to be, because they looked pretty shitty from the stuff I've been showing, considering we hadn't seen much. But the skill for this deck, it is probably the best skill I've seen so far. It's a non-once per duel effect that you can just keep spamming. You'll see it during the gameplay, but first let's talk about the actual cards we've been showing, because if you don't see the cards, you won't know what's going on in the replay. So, first of all, we have your Primer Guitar, the Shining Superstar. This is your main ace monster for the Psychic deck list. This card's requirement is pay 1,000 life points. All face-up monsters on the field gain attack equal to the number of monsters on your opponent's field times 300 until the end of the turn. So just a really big sort of beat-down style effect. Then we have Folder Blitz, the Infinite Dream. Your opponent's life points are at least 2,000 higher than yours. Inflict 1,500 damage to your opponent. Nice bit of burn damage there, although this thing is a level 7, so a pretty hefty requirement to get it on the field, but is a pretty nasty burn damage in a deck list where you are paying a lot of life points. Alright, we have your What Angel, we have your Climax Finale. These two cards you're going to be seeing a lot, because the gameplay, like I said, the skill, it's spammable multiple times per duel, and it essentially searches these two cards, and we'll talk about it in just a second. We have your Climax Finale. Pay life points equal to the number of Psychic-type monsters in your graveyard times 100. One face-up Psychic-type monster on your field gains attack equal to the number of Psychic-type monsters in your graveyard times 100 until the end of the turn. So you just slam this on one of your monsters, it gains a shit ton of attack, and keep in mind, this thing is not a once per turn in terms of, it's not a hard once per turn, so you have multiple copies of this, you can activate multiple copies of it. Alright, we have your Lunar Bind. You have 2 or more face-up Psychic-type monsters. Change one face-up monster in your opponent's field to face-down defense position. Very strong. It's a nice little Book of Moon style effect, and it doesn't actually have any like discard requirements or anything like that. You just have to have a couple of Psychic monsters on the field, which is very easy in a Psychic deck. Alright, Berry Bassist. If your opponent has a face-up Psychic-type monster other than this card on the field, pay 500 life points. Oh, if you have a face-up, sorry. Spirit Summon level 2 Psychic-type monster from your graveyard, face up on your field. Very strong card, can get a lot of tribute fodder on the field, and also fills the requirements for this card. We have your generic Psychic dudes. We have your Dark Magician, of course. Your Dark Magician Girl, which gains 500 attack for each Dark Magician in your graveyard. And we have your Dark Magic attack. Alright, then we have the 2 skills. First up, we have Climax Beat, and this skill, it is really good. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. This skill can be used if the only monsters in your deck are Psychic-type monsters with 2,400 or less attack. Requirements can be activated during the turn on a bit of a spelling mistake here. During the turn on turn 2 and onward when you have summoned a level 2 monster. Set one Climax Finale or Lunar Bind from your deck or graveyard in your spawn trap card zone. If your life points are 1,000 or lower, you gain some life points. Magician's Shuffle. This is a Dark Magician skill. The skill can be used if you have no effect monsters with 2,500 more attack in your deck. It's kind of weird though, this skill is going to be for the main ace character dude, but he doesn't actually have an animation with Dark Magician, so it's kind of weird. But I guess it's meant to be like a spellcaster style deck, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. Can be activated on turn 2 and onward by revealing one Dark Attribute spellcast type monster with 1,700 more defense in your hand to your opponent. Add one Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and send one Dark Attribute spellcast type monster with 1,700 or more defense from your hand to the graveyard. So essentially really good because it allows you to discard Dark Magicians from your hand to then grab your Dark Magician Girl, so this thing gets a lot more stats, obviously. And it's just an all-round a fairly decent skill for searching Dark Magician. I'm going to be honest though, I'm not super keen on the Dark Magician deck list so far. It doesn't seem all that great. This Dark Magic attack seems fantastic, but the actual rest of the cards, I don't know, it doesn't seem that great, but we'll see. Alright, let's check out this gameplay. So this gameplay I think you guys are going to really enjoy, especially checking out the slash defense skill. It's really fun. I'm not sure how loud that is. Alright, skip ahead to the actual gameplay part.
Mystic Dealer activates his effect.
Sometimes Mystic Dealer discarding for a draw, sending a couple of cards before sending his trap card and passing the turn.
I end my turn.
I'll knock you out from the very first tune. My turn. I draw.
Also, I don't know, I'm simping too hard over these the Psychic character, but the actual, I love the voice lines seem a lot better for her too compared to the other characters. At least the voice acting, in my opinion. So
An angel.
so far, I've hated all the voice acting in this game, but I didn't actually mind hers. So.
Take the stage.
And also the guitar riffs and shit in the background are actually kind of sick.
Setting a card.
Alright, so you see, because it's actually, because it is turn 2 and onward, but it's turn 2 of the duel, not like your second turn, so she was able to use it on her first turn. So she just grabbed that spell card, placed it face down.
Very bassist. I activate Berry Bassist.
Very basis effect.
What Angel?
Going to be summoning out a card from the graveyard. Fantastic tribute shot there.
Ready to get
Does cost some
amped
life
up?
points, of course, though.
Prima Guitarna, the shining superstar, is here in Duel Links.
Now, she even has a dope animation. I think she's, so far, this character is my favorite out of all the ones they've shown. It is so sick. It's actually so sick. Dude, her guitar is a jewel disc. I didn't even notice that. What the hell?
Prima Guitarna
This character's
activates
sick.
her effect. Let 'em hear your riff. Rock and
Alright.
refrain. Battle! Prima Guitarna.
She's an attack buff to hit the monsters on the field. Swing it in.
Melodic Maelstrom.
Huge beatdown damage.
Very basic. Attack.
You're not gonna win that easily.
I have plenty of surprises in store for later. I end my
End
turn.
your turn.
I'm gonna speed up.
Alright, man draws a whole bunch of cards. It's a whole bunch of summoning. Discarding Dark Magician to search for a Dark Magician girl. This looks so weird. Getting rid of your Dark Magician for Dark Magician girl, just for the attack buff, I'm guessing, but it looks kind of weird.
Dark Sorcerer.
Yeah, I'm not super keen on this spellcaster deck, purely
let's
because,
battle.
as you've just kind of seen, like, the activation of the skill didn't really do a whole lot, just sort of searches Dark Magician, which is... It's not the greatest. There's not a whole lot of actual supporting cards for Dark Magician. In fact, it's only the back row moving spell cards so far that we've seen. So if there's nothing else being added, I don't think Dark Magician will be a very good deck on day one. It might be a card people include just for the fun of it, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be all that great.
Are you ready
Especially
to get
considering
amped up?
the power level of this Guitar Lady's
Shining
skill.
Superstar is here in Duel Links. Let's give this
Alright,
card a
activating
spell
the
they'll
boost.
never
The boost
forget.
absolutely boosts the shit out of one of her monsters.
Finale. I'm gonna play
Activating the
greatest
skill to then
game
grab
in history.
another copy of the one she literally just put in the graveyard. Get off the guitar riff to go with it.
I'm setting a card.
Can be activated on the same, literally activated on the same turn. She just used it. She can now use it again. As we
Let's give
boosting the
this
shit
card a
out of this
send-off they'll
monster.
never forget.
I'm so impressed by this skill. Like, it's actually will make this deck playable, I'm pretty sure.
Let's give this
And
card a
again, it's not
send-off
once per
they'll never
duel or like
forget.
once per turn. She has another one set. Activated again. And it's a big boss monster. Summons the Guitar Kid, but activates the monster's effect, buffing all the monsters, making hers gigantic.
Rock and refrain! Battle! This melody will change the world! Prima Guitarna! Melodic Maelstrom!
Can't let that
It
happen.
does hit a trap card,
I
but the
set
trap
this
card just
card
in a
earlier
little, just
for
a small
this
attack
moment.
reduction. This thing is
I
4,600
activate my
attack
trap.
right now, so it's not going to do a whole lot.
That was nothing.
Play on a tune! My monster's gonna attack! Play on a tune! My monster's gonna attack!
Alright, we get it. Alright, dude draws 5 cards. This is a bit of a past turn, so we'll just skip through this a little bit.
I'll play this!
I say summons the Infinite Dream, but unfortunately the life points are not good. He has, obviously the opponent doesn't have more life points than her, so he can't use that card's effect. I will skip ahead a little bit because it's just a bit of a skip turn. Alright, can he make the comeback? Summons the Curry Bot. Can't use effects that cost life points, and he has 300. Summons another monster.
Gotta take a risk to get the rewards.
Alright, gets the Dark Magician, discards. Now I can tribute summon Dark Magician, and because he has the spell card ready, I can nuke the back row.
I set this card earlier for this moment.
I feel like she's taken a lot of damage, and it's only been from her own effects.
Okay, let's
That gives me a lot of hope for the deck list, showing that if the only way she's taking damage is just from her own cards, that's pretty good.
I'm still in this.
Might make her a bit
Nothing
too
more
low on
exciting than making a huge
life points to be a
comeback.
competitive deck though,
I
depends on
end my
how
turn.
strong other decks are. Like if someone just slams her with a piercing damage thing with these like zero defense monsters.
I draw.
I don't know.
What angel?
Yeah, she just goes for a climax beat, once again grabbing the buffing card back from the graveyard. With a sick riff to go with it.
I set a card.
It's a shame they didn't show any
Let's give this crowd a
activations of the
send-off
skills
they'll
searching the other
never
card,
forget.
because you can grab the other card with
I
it, the
activate
Book of Moon card with it.
Climax finale.
Just they have no reason to, so.
Battle! Time for the
600
grand
life
finale.
points.
And there'll be no encore. Boulder Blitz. Attack. Reverberating Sonic Strike.
And he's good. Yeah, so that's
The
the
matches are this awesome.
Goes to show I can really perform when I need to.
yeah, so that's it for the new cards shown today. Honestly, like I said, I'm very impressed with the Psychic Lady's effects. I think this character will be pretty good on day one. I think the Dark Magician, unfortunately, though, it is looking pretty rough. To be fair, I guess this character was losing a lot of life, like I said, losing a lot of life points to her own effect, so it made it so that the Dark Magician player could have easily won if he just like summoned a 7s or a Magician just slammed her for like 1 billion damage, so the life point requirement stuff might be too hefty, but the skill alone might carry the deck list. I'm not super keen on Dark Magician though, I think it's pretty... Let me know your thoughts down below if you're excited for the Psychic stuff, you're excited for the Dark Magician stuff, let me know down below, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, hope to see you in the next one, laters. Oh yeah, remember to subscribe, because this stuff is coming out in just a few days, and I'll have plenty of videos around it, so yeah. Laters.